Okay, let's unpack this. We've been looking at this really compelling idea, the notion that we can actually sort of choose our reality, or maybe a better way to put it is selecting a world line.
Right, choosing a path almost. Not like sci-fi, but more about the possibilities available to you based on your internal state.
Exactly. And our mission here is to figure out how, well, simple mental shifts, just adjustments inside your head, not big external changes, how those can instantly change what's possible for you.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how this connects back. This isn't totally new. It links directly to some very old wisdom traditions. Yeah, we're exploring this core idea that the labels we put on things, this is awful, I'm stuck, this is impossible, those labels often create more suffering than the actual situation.
That makes sense. I mean, we looked at that great anecdote, didn't we? The one about the performer in the really tight kimono.
Oh, yeah, that was very specific, very vivid.
Right. And the tightness, the physical restriction, it led straight to this thought, I can't sing in this. Full stop.
Precisely. And that assumption, that belief, I can't. It just slammed the door shut, did it?
Instantly narrowed their reality. The label became the cage, not just the clothing.
Exactly. The physical discomfort was one thing, but the real suffering, the real constraint, came from buying into that thought. This is impossible. That belief was the source of the limitation.
So the assumption itself created the boundary.
It actively shaped their available world line, yeah. It shows how much our assumptions, often ones we don't even question, define our personal universe.
Okay, but hang on, that sounds good, in theory. But when you're actually stressed out, maybe stuck in traffic, feeling overwhelmed, how do you actually catch that moment? How do you shift tracks? It feels like those assumptions just run automatically sometimes.
That's the key practical point, isn't it, for you listening? The insight here is that the shift can be instantaneous once you interrupt the pattern.
Interrupted how?
Well, in the anecdote, the shift happened the moment the performer had this little flicker of awareness, like, wait a second, maybe this feeling of impossible is just an assumption I'm making.
Questioning the thought itself.
Yes. They paused, took a conscious breath, and suddenly, the exact same tight kimono, it didn't magically loosen,
Right.
but it allowed for a new reality to emerge. Actually, maybe I can sing if I adjust how I'm thinking about this, how I'm breathing.
So, wow, the external situation, the kimono, stayed the same, but the world line, the possibilities available, that changed just from a pause and a breath.
That pause is the disruptor.
Yeah.
It breaks that automatic loop.
Yeah.
Discomfort leads to label, leads to suffering. The breath anchors you for just a second, pulls you out of the reaction.
Creates a little space.
A tiny window. Yeah. A window of choice. And in that space, they realized the constraint wasn't absolute. It was partly self-imposed. By letting go of believing impossible, a new possibility just opened up instantly.
That's a pretty powerful idea, that the external stuff is almost secondary to the internal label we slap on it.
It really is. And connecting this back, like we said, it echoes that ancient wisdom, the idea that the world out there is constantly being shaped by the mind in here.
The mind creates everything. Wasn't that the phrase?
Right.
Or something like it?
Essentially, yes. All phenomena depend on the mind, is one way it's put. Or as the Buddha said, if the mind is pure, happiness follows. Pure meaning, perhaps, free from these negative habitual labels we impose.
So our feeling stuck or miserable, that often comes more from our thinking about the situation than the situation itself.
That's the suggestion. We're constantly shaping our reality from the inside, often deciding what's possible or impossible based on these internal limits we rarely examine.
So when we feel completely blocked, maybe the first step isn't always to change the external situation, to run away from it.
Perhaps not always. The suggestion here is to first ask, is my mind actually creating this feeling of being blocked? Is this label I'm using true or just a habit?
The choice then isn't just stay or go, it's hold on to the painful label or try letting it go.
Exactly, which leads to a really important question for you to think about today.
Okay.
If this power to shift your reality, to choose a different feeling world line, really lies inside your thoughts, inside just taking a single conscious breath, what assumptions might you be carrying right now? Assumptions about your work, maybe, or relationships, or what you think you're capable of?
Yeah.
Assumptions that are maybe unnecessarily narrowing down your world line, your possibilities.
That's definitely something to chew on.
Yeah.
The power to choose a different reality, a more expansive one. It isn't some complicated ritual. It's potentially just one conscious pause away, one breath away from interrupting a belief that's holding you back. Now, that is a deep dive worth remembering.